Welcome back, guys. We're moving ourselves into the final series of the day. It's gone pretty quickly. A few stomps, a few quick games today.
It has been pretty fast, yeah. It has been fast. We're here with VP versus NiP. This is a matchup that I'm pretty interested in seeing how it's going to play out. I mean, we already saw some spice there in the lobby, you and me. It's the caster advantage. We get to see all the gritty details here.
PPD was pretending to be shaking in his boots, you know. He just needs to calm down, settle his nerves for a second.
Huh?
Literally 1 second later, he said, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm cool."
Yeah, it took him 1 second.
Literally 1 second.
Steal himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one in Ramsey's having none of it. They were dropping the Russian bombs in chat, just like, no idea what they were saying, but it looked impressive.
We had a dictionary here. We were actually trying to follow along. We were lost somewhere along the way.
Tried to break down the words.
They speak advanced Russian, it turns out.
It's like in Chinese, you've got Chinese traditional and Chinese simplified.
Oh, yeah.
They were speaking Russian advanced.
This was not the simplified Russian.
This was not the simplified Russian. Right, here we go. Draft, IO, Phoenix, Enigma, Drow, Ogre, Centaur, and Virtus.Pro start with their Tiny.
Yeah, and banning out Centaur in the first phase again. Like, this hero, I'm telling you, used to be a little bit of an unnoticed hero, but I think a lot of people are catching on to it. It's just seems like it's having so much success.
10 seconds
but I like seeing that Enigma banned out. While it is fun to see the big wombo combo, and we've definitely seen some plays today by Enigma, I think it's good respect to not give that hero away.
Absolutely. So NiP needing to respond here with the 2 picks. What kind of opener are we looking for from PPD? Apparently, the Necro to start.
He's been the opener for a lot of teams, I would say. I was going to say the Necrophos is probably the go-to hero. What's here to pair up with it, though? Maybe the Ogre Magi. Oh, they banned out the Ogre Magi, actually. What the?
Did you go for Undying here, then?
Don't like Undying before you see at least 2 heroes from the enemy, personally. But they might do it. I just disagree with a lot of teams on their drafting of Undying. I think he is a nice hero in some games, but not as often as teams like to force it.
I'm just thinking, like, if you see the Tiny, you know you've got that kind of strength core. Well, I guess you don't know, right? Virtus.Pro could very easily shift that to any position they want to.
Surprise, it's solo.
Yeah, hey, solo Tiny. I'll go for Chen instead.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
That's true. Chen was not banned.
Virtus.Pro's
That's interesting. First Chen that we will see played here. And now VP gonna do what Complexity did to them, pick the second pick Invoker, which I still feel like that should be quite easy to counter in laning stage, but I don't know. Maybe just the confidence is a lot higher on these teams than I would feel being Invoker mid. Then again, I'm shit at Invokers, so that could be part of it. I'm just
might be the reason.
I'm projecting my own bad Invoker onto these teams.
It's often difficult to, you know, separate your pub performances from professional teams.
Perhaps
it's probably one of the biggest gaps as well in terms of, you know, viewer base. Kind of people are trying, you know, apply their knowledge or their experience, because Dota is such an experience based game, and you know your experiences vastly differ from pub games to pro players, even at the highest level, right? You know, you go into like a 6-7K game nowadays. It's a bit closer.
I would say it's honestly really close. Then. Of course, there's a difference between watching like VP or a high MMR game. There's quite a bit of difference there. But overall, competitive games are very similar to the highest level pub games, because they're basically all pro players. And if you go up in the top 50 brackets, you know, on leaderboard, those pub games typically are really good. Right now, though, pubs are kind of in a scene where very often you have some rank 1,200 or 2,000 something, and the game quality drops. We used to have these games where rank 100s almost only played with rank 100s, you know, and that kind of stuff. That was much higher quality games. So the quality has dropped a bit since then.
Second phase of bans. Crystal Maiden making her way in as VP get rid of Furion and Broodmother. Of course, they have first phase that Invoker, so the Broodmother gets taken out.
Yeah, just don't want to go against an army of summons here, because there's already the Necrophos with the AoE heal, and then you have Chen, so any sort of additions into this push army. We might even see something along the lines of Lycan could happen. We've seen it a little bit before in this tournament, but not quite in any games that we have casted. We haven't seen any Lycan.
No. I've definitely seen some...
he's been picked, though.
Like in Southeast Asia against Drow, people have started clocking on to the kind of Lycan versus Drow, the tempo you have against it, the gap close with Shapeshift.
Yeah, and it doesn't look completely out of the picture that VP would go for a Drow Ranger themselves, but it is risky against the Chen. You know you're going to be on the back foot, and Drow doesn't fare so well in those scenarios. So we'll see here. Ninjas in pajamas taking their time on the next ban out here.
Again, this kind of long deliberation phase on these key drafting moments. You know, the kind of fourth ban in that second stage, the third picks from VP here will probably be a longer one as well.
Smart to ban out wombo combo heroes, I think. The Magnus, a good remove by NiP. Definitely a hero that VP would have played, and also a quite good hero at defending against these kind of summon pushes, as you just clear all the creep so easily.
So far, this NiP draft is almost a carbon copy of what they were using against Forward Gaming not too long ago. I mean, about less than an hour ago, they beat them with Necro, Chen, Earth Spirit, but they had Spectre and Nature's Prophet to add in a bit of global prowess, and of course, one of those has already been banned.
Yeah, but Spectre is at least there and available, so it doesn't have to be that different, right?
Yeah.
Could still be doable. You could even try and substitute in a Zeus instead of a Furion. He can actually play on the off lane and make similar stuff happen. So not impossible to try and execute the same drafts, different style. We'll see here if VP are on to what they're doing.
And here it is. They're just going to tank down that time.
Yep, they're going to tank down probably a lot. We'll see. Either now or on the fourth pick. They're going to use up most of their time.
Well, that's a sick pick, actually. We don't see much Oracle nowadays, but the skill set that Oracle has is amazing against Earth Spirit, against Necro, but then the PL snap pick from Ninjas in Pajamas, and you quickly realize that Virtus.Pro now need to deal with him as well.
Yeah, there's for sure a PL in this game now, and Oracle is pretty garbage against him. Tiny is nice against PL though in many ways. Invoker can be quite weak, and they're not too much to deliberate about. It's just Brewmaster, just go into it.
Made the option relatively simple for Virtus.Pro there, put Pasha on the Brew. And it does maybe mean this tiny shift into that pos 4 for Roger now.
Yeah, probably. It definitely feels like it.
So I don't feel like Ramsey's position 1.
No, I don't think. Position 1 Tiny is very sad.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to a point where you just have high damage output consistently. It's just burst damage, and then you're useless. But you want to have Ramses on something where you can scale, you know, into the late game in a very nice way.
Stay alive in fights for that kind of duration damage almost.
Almost. Might just still be a Terrorblade, honestly. It's not banned out, and while it's not fantastic here, perhaps, I mean, Ramses does play it extremely well. They ban out the Anti-Mage, so that's not going to be allowed.
Rip AM.
I'm sad. AM is fun to watch, man.
How does TB do against PL nowadays? Like
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad,
yeah.
right? With the mana plus Thunder?
I'm not suggesting it because it would be a strong pick necessarily, more because Ramses just plays it super good. But yeah, the nerf to Sunder is very noticeable. Played quite a few games where I've seen TB struggle in late game against it.
Because it's kind of funny, TB used to be picked against PL as a pseudo counter with Reflection, right?
And but for multiple reasons, now you can remove the Reflection with Manta or Double, and then you also have the fact that he needs mana on TB at level 25.
Absolutely does. With that anti-mage removal, Virtus.Pro final ban. Now, this could be a mid PL against the Invoker. Necro potentially that pos 1 or pos 3. So NiP still have, you know, a couple of versatile options that they can move their draft around to fit in.
For sure, it's not bad. Mid PL is always a threat, something that can be annoying to deal with if you're not used to it. But I feel like it's gotten a little bit weaker, at least.
Since PMS got removed.
Well, not just that, but with the changes to Spirit Lands, now it has much lower range until you level it. So you almost get forced to level up your Spirit Lands, but you don't want to. So that makes a big impact.
Morphling.
Yeah, probably TB then. Feels like ban Morphling, pick TB. I mean, you don't want the double PL no matter what. That's basically what they're saying here. They don't want to have a Morphling also building Diffusal and then just getting run over. That would be too hard to deal with.
2 PLs with 2 sets of Juxtaposed Illusions. That is a solid ban on the Morphling there from VP with about 30 seconds remaining of this draft. They need to pull something out of the bag here as their final pick, and NiP, they've got that actual last pick of the draft. So you've got to kind of work out your out, try and figure out what kind of hero actually handles this game, because currently they've got a decent amount of team fight, but I'm a little worried about how they deal with Chen's rotations and even PL in that kind of mid to late game.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle is pretty good as a counter gank hero. He can really save people quite well on the towers.
Weaver.
Oh, okay. Weaver to tie in the draft for VP.
All the way to the end.
Yeah.
Weaver makes his way through. So they don't have... I guess Oracle is kind of a direct counter to Necro, right? You've got the Dispel, you've got magic damage.
He is. It's also the W when you get
Scythed, yeah. You don't have to put ulti on them.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things.
10 seconds remaining.
If you W and the Scythe is coming in, you might just save someone very easily.
5
So all comes down to
seconds
solo and his reaction times in the team fights. If you get Ether Lens, then that would make his job a lot easier, but probably he's going to have to do it with no items.
Templar Assassin.
Choose your
TA.
hero.
TA is classic counter to Invoker in laning stage. So we'll see. I mean, no one is actually a god at laning mid, so we'll see if he can actually play this lane. But in my opinion, TA versus Invoker is ultra TA favored. It's one of the easiest matchups you could possibly have.
Quaswex Invoker?
Yeah, but even then it's a struggle. But probably it will be a Quaswex Invoker.
They don't have any stuns for Sunstrike early on.
Yeah, there's not good setups, and they kind of need him. They need him or Weaver to run along with Tiny. But knowing Ramses Weaver, I think he's gonna mainly be farming and actually carry the game, you know.
And then over on NiP, Fata TA, Ace PL, 3-3 Necro. They've got these kind of two floating supports though. Chen kind of sits in the lane for the first minute and waits for the creeps with maybe an Orb of Venom, but definitely the Penitents to get a bit of harass in there.
Very often Blightstone, we've seen it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Just medallion builds early on, and the Blightstone does a lot of work with Chen. It hits quite hard, especially if he's supporting a lane like, well, it doesn't really matter if he's supporting the PL or the Necro. Both of them are going to add a lot of valuable right clicks if they want to.
So then Saxa's role in this, floating from lane to lane.
Probably going to start somewhere and just get like level 2, maybe level 3, and then he starts having the more floating position, going where he wants to.
I'll get ourselves into game 1 of this best of 2. Final series of the day here with NiP taking on VP. ESL One Hamburg group stage.
Are they going to tip anyone?
There we go, PPD
They
is the
chose.
target of choice. I feel like he thrives on this. I don't think that's a good choice of person to tip.
Yeah?
He's probably hand down his pants and feeling pretty proud of himself getting tipped like that.
Who would you aim for in an NiP if you were to try and do a strategical tipping?
I mean, Fata's pretty cool. He's pretty, the opposite of on edge, whatever that might be. I'd probably aim for like Saxa or 3-3, to be honest.
I would aim for 3-3. He's
Yeah.
edgy. Saxa, very calm guy. Also talking to him like when he played in DC and got second place at TI. Like the fact that he didn't even buy a compendium. That's him saving money right there. Getting second place TI, not even buying a compendium.
You all paid for my prize money.
Easy money. Now I'm out. Dude, he's a funny guy. Tall as hell too. I felt so small standing next to him.
He is a beast.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how the bounty runes go here. Look like VP are going to get the 2 runes bottom by default, as everyone is kind of heading top. Power play here by NiP.
Lines drawn on the map. NiP sending in the cavalry. Solo starts with a quick Fortune's End. Earth Spirit, though, rolling in, looking to steal the rune, but Pasha faster with the fingers. Clicks and picks it up. Saxa 3-3, and now PPD joining the fray. Half HP Earth Spirit, but Pasha in trouble now. Penitents, no Blightstone, but they do have the Orb of Venom on Earth Spirit, so first blood goes to 3-3. Starts off with some good regen. The roll doesn't quite land. Solo turns, but I think here it might just be leave him and let him regen back up.
That was a beautiful start still. Beautiful start. Really well done there by NiP. You know, they did a good job kind of hiding that there were so many. The Necro stayed back for a long time, came in at last moment.
He sort of did that little bait, you know, he pokes his head up and says, hi, and then, oh god, there's two of you, I'm gonna run away, haha.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit from the back, nice little roll. Bottom, hello, what's going on down here? Tiny and Weaver trying to lay the harass into Ace and PPD. Chen sticking around, of course, until that minute mark or so. We'll, of course, need to get level 2 before he can start stealing up creeps from the jungle. Laning phase for him. Just to stick around.
Is indeed a Quaswex Invoker, and we already see him using a Tornado once. So far doing pretty good. Laning has 5 last hits. 5-0 for 5-1.
That extra mantle helping nicely. In top lane, 3-3 Necro, Saxa Earth Spirit, so they are sticking around up top against this Oracle Brewmaster lane. There's lots of aggressive potential here from both sides, and we're going to see it kick off almost immediately again. Saxa onto solo, Pasha onto 3-3. Everyone's really dropping low and burning through regen very quickly.
Yeah, everyone going low. Wish you had a Bloodseeker in that point.
Yeah.
You know, someone to benefit from all this. But still, good attempt at fighting here. Oh, coming in again. Still not connecting though. 2 in a row for Saxa where he just doesn't quite connect. Nice kick though.
Fairy Fire's there for solo though with a Purifying Flames. They could turn back onto Saxa. Pasha getting away from 3-3. Death Pulse. Looking for it. A salve up from Saxa back behind them. And everyone regens up to full. We'll go for round 3 in a second.
Yeah, VP really like their Fair Fires a lot. They're big fans of that.
Those little outplays.
Yep, tiny outplays. Miracle would be very proud.
Oh, watch out that Centaur, PPD. Don't want to drop your big man. 12-6 TA, Weaver 10-2, PL even in farm with the Weaver, even with this early aggression. And Invoker starts to lag behind just a touch as the TA gets her levels up. But still doing reasonably well here with the double null.
Yeah, decently at least. I mean, he's not that far behind in last hits. It's really the denies that make the big difference.
3-3's Necro. Solo lays in the pain. Saxa lurking over to the east. Still aiming for one of these rolls forward, but Pasha seemingly too tanky to go on right now.
I like this top lane from NiP. I feel like it's quite powerful. I mean, Necro against Brewmaster, Necro against any strength melee hero is pretty good start. And the Earth Spirit is really doing quite a bit of threatening here. Hasn't really done too much work perhaps in terms of actually killing people, but he's just a threat. Oh, mid lane, no one taking some bit of damage there. Ate some Psyblades.
Level 2 Quas to regen him back up, 12 HP a second. Still has to get the CS under the tower though. And as bottom, we've got a bit of a spread across. Roger chasing PPD into that jungle. The Troll and Snare will catch Tiny, and he might just have to avalanche back to hold them away. No, keeps himself safe just by running out up that ramp. 4-minute rune's about to arrive. PPD going to be guarding bottom, but it spawns up top. A haste there for the TA. I mean, how beautiful is that, Lager?
Yeah, that is a very strong rune if he can go and grab that. He is pushing some into the tower here, trying to contest all the last hits, but would love to see him take the haste rune. He does know it's there. Everyone knows it's there.
He probably has to go top with a haste, right? Like,
I think the Earth Spirit is coming mid with a haste instead.
Do they have dust for the Invoker? Well, they find the PL bottom, we catch. Oh, that kill.
They do not have dust, but it doesn't matter. Even just forcing his invis would be really big. 200 mana. It would pretty much put him out of function on the mid lane.
That's true. Again, going back to that thing where you're taking something away from your enemy, even if you don't gain a massive amount.
Yeah, forcing out the invis is massive against Invoker, always.
Nice 2-man stun. Saxa runs out of haste there as the Fortune's End puts him to a stop. PPD's Chen now sticking in that jungle, trying to find some
Bounty
better
runes.
creeps.
Looks like a 3-for-1.
Who gets the 1? Saxa up north. Grabs the only bounty rune there for the Radiant team. And Ace is left alone in a 1v1 against Weaver now. Level 5 Weaver, level 4 just cracked by Ace. As Solo, oh dearie me, that's my bad, guys up top.
Yeah, he got run down by the Orb of Venom and the stun, of course, from Saxa. Doing quite a bit of damage.
Man, no one's doing really, really well.
Yeah, he's miraculous at mid laning, like I said. He's a tough one. I mean, this is a hard counter in my opinion. TA is definitely a hard counter to Invoker. in laning stage. There's no doubt about it. But still, we're looking at the CS, and he is actually even.
Dead even, yeah.
Yeah, if he gets this catapult, he is completely even, and he will.
Roll up top. We're watching the fight there as Saxa tries to get Pasha, but Solo with a nice little block on the rolling boulder. There's PPD.
Bottom lane, a lot of action, but Tiny is going to go down here, it looks like.
Nice
Heal,
net.
taking some damage, but still has the W.
No Shikuchi for Weaver, but Ace not feeling too safe there with the one charges for Ramses available for another Shikuchi. And a weird little battle there, the 1-for-1, Tiny for the Chen. Probably feels okay for the Radiant there. Limiting the amount of pressure coming in, but also keeping Ace alive in this lane. Priority number 1. Solo coming down towards bottom. There's no room for that for them to grab. Earth Spirit already has the illusions.
Yeah, and there was a fresh ward placed by the Dire, so I'm going to keep the Invoker a little bit more safe. He also gets a Sentry ward mid now. Something I stressed earlier, whenever you're playing TA or playing against TA, super important. Did you see that little face boots drop there for the last hit? He dropped his face boots, attacked the creep, and then got the last hit. It's not often you see people paying attention and doing these things, but no one. He wants all the gold he can get.
Well, Ace gets caught out bottom. I mean, it was priority to keep him alive in lane, but PPD shifts his priority towards mid now, it looks like, trying to rotate across. But you mentioned this Star Observer. Oh, top lane. Oh, just missed it. Reaper Scythe. I saw the HP go down and I thought, oh god, here we go. And Brewmaster will fall.
Yeah, and they're setting up a trap bottom, waiting for potential TP back in by PL. They want to get a re-kill, but looks like they're going to smoke towards mid instead.
I mean, nine times out of 10, this Invoker would still be mid. And it's a good move by PPD, but it's the double wards that are watching mid, right? This one you pointed out, but also the kind of Chen rotation ward.
Yep.
Sees everything coming.
Well, he might TP in, since he has 2 heroes nearby. He might TP in and bait this.
He's TPing very defensively. Tornado's going to catch everybody, including the creeps. Fata with very limited mana now, doesn't even have enough to TP home. They're going to try and chase PPD. Solo Fortune's End. No, they've got the fog. They're out of range. TA comes back in again. Nice refraction damage on towards Roger, but a great smash into pull, and Saxa will open things up for Fata to take down Tiny.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Nice roll in by the Earth Spirit. In the end, they realize that they are stronger.
For the first time today, we're seeing a real struggle for VP.
Yeah, but they are split pushing a lot. The bottom lane, Ramses has pushed a lot down here. Finally, they are going to defend it with 33.
Well, they might have the TA kill mid. Cold Snap procking. No. Ooh, Purifying Flames. Not enough. Very low TA.
Ends up healing her instead. It's like, thank you.
Fata counting his lucky stars that he survives there. PPD getting chased down by Ramses. Do we have Swarm? We do. It's up at level 1. And PPD going to get tapped down here. Penitence there. Hit Ramses a little bit, but he will find his grave. 6 feet under, and the creeps might drop as well now.
Yeah, they're hunting everything. Get the money.
Deny? Is he going to deny? Oh, no. Solo says absolutely not. Top lane, yeah, Primal split with the help of Ramses. Ace dropping very low, and they have isolated the correct one with a follow-through of the toss. Solo gets the Fortune's End in, and Saxa is the bonus kill top.
It's so nice to have Brewmaster against PL. Just the Dispel is so amazing for removing all the fake illusions, you know, and finding the real one.
Real handy. Well, level-wise, Radiant looking reasonably good. 2 of their cores up to level 8. Their support not looking too shabby as well. Closing in on 6. It's the PL that's maybe the worry here. Still level 5, nearly 10 minutes in. Net worth-wise, where's he sitting? Yeah, middle of the pack, below the Brewmaster. So Ace.
Yeah, bottom of the course. Bottom of the course for PL. He's not doing too hot, but meanwhile, he does have a pretty strong Necrophos in his team at least.
Shreds Bracer. Level 9 coming in for Necro. Tornado's going to miss there for no one, trying to dispel that DD.
Very close to doing it. Mid, the Sentry War continues.
Radiant wins this battle. We don't know if the war will go one way or the other, but for now, TA can actually have some traps to place down and do some damage. Back into the Ancient she goes. Fata is, is this good enough for the TA so far? I mean,
yeah, he's doing quite fine. Definitely not having a bad start here. He's still top CS in the game. Hasn't died and got that 1 kill earlier to his name, so he's quite happy, I think. Probably wants to keep stacking up the Ancients a little bit and start abusing that.
How is no one ahead of him? Wow, like 100 saw gold. Tornado EMP. Fata pops a new refraction. Well, loses all of his mana, but still under this tower, doing good damage to no one.
It just shows the amount of money that you spend on regen as a mid TA compared to Invoker. Invoker doesn't really spend anything on regen due to Quas. But yeah, TA with a kill and with more CS, less net worth is kind of funny.
Feels awkward.
Yeah. That's just the way it goes, but you buy a lot of mangoes and clarities when you play TA. It's really important.
No one's going in again. They've got TPs and a wraparound from behind. Brewmaster's looking to aim towards Fata as no one baits it out. The Primal Split are here in the back. The Cyclone catches Earth Spirit. Will boulder toss towards PPD, the Chen, the target of choice. Quick and easy. Look for the Dark Troll as well. Can they follow through with the Fortune's End? Maybe they can. Nice boulder smash, but that EMP on top is going to do nothing because Fata already completely out of mana, but they're diving super deep. Ramses, is he going to get this? With another Shikuchi, he might just grab it. In we go, very deep, taunting away. One hit, misses. He dodges uphill. Refraction, don't have it. Ramses,
oh, that's so awkward.
They do catch in the back with a cold snap. Solo moves forward and no one grabs Saxa. But Ramses, oh man, it would have been demoralizing for Fata to die there, and it was super close.
I mean, I feel like Ramses heard what I said, like, oh, I normally farm and carry the game, do I? Okay, I'm gonna join the fights, I'm gonna fight everywhere. That was a nice try. He just barely got the mana by tread switching to get his ulti off, but bit of a misplay there by Ramses, no doubt. Diving really hard for that.
Oh, this looks pretty sweet. If they can get a +1, yeah, Ramses straight down to bottom. But 3-3 sniffs something out.
He has 4 staff coming out, I believe. Yeah, he does.
It could have been close there if Roger got the toss back. Necro likely dies, but 3-3 very intelligently, very wisely moves back to his tower, doing a lot of damage to Ramses there. Got to be careful of that Reaper's Scythe over on the Weaver. As mid lane, bit of a convergence towards that tier 1 and no one as they roll on in with Saxa. Fata does get the dust out with the help of Saxa, but that Fortune's End. Solo, nice little false promise, and there's the Fortune's End. Catches 2 of them, the TP out from Saxa, and no one chasing Fata. Does heal himself back up a reasonable amount. The Ghost will slow. And there's the toss in. Ramses this time should secure the kill with a sentry down. Fata does finally die, and a double kill for Ramses.
Yeah, but Ace is getting space, my friend. He's just sitting here on the top lane, pushing a tower. He's like, my team is dying. Great. That's what I want to hear.
All of a sudden jumps ahead of the Brew. Nice little tower last hit, and shoves that wave in. Creates himself a nice area here to fall back on and farm the jungle.
Yeah, he definitely has some territory to farm, and while they focus on TA, he can maybe get away with something. That's normally the effect with TA. Personally, I like TA Terrorblade together, but PL is similar. That you want to shut down both of them in the early game, right? And if you don't, one of them will probably become really, really strong. So, I don't know. It's just this...
They're going to play off each other, right?
Yeah,
kind of cycle of
splitting the enemy's attention, sort of thing. And just with Terrorblade, it was even a bigger thing when TA was like insta-killing creep waves. You had that and Terrorblade illusions, and you could just keep the enemy at bay so easily.
Weaver for Ramses, nearly done with the Maelstrom. Not sure what he's doing there with the creeps. Decides that he wants to try and actually finish off this tier 1, but we'll look towards the smoke down bottom because we do have a Primal Split onto the Necro.
He's tanky for now, and he does have 4 staff, but gets caught out by a NATO.
And there's the rest of them. VP come out in numbers.
Bounty is spawning. We see contests both top and bottom.
Saxa, sneaky little steal there, does get scanned by the Dire. Choosing his route very carefully, but he's being pinged out straight away there. Invoker, no one knows where he is. The Avalanche up to cancel any TP, and Saxa very sneakily found. I guess this ward did watch him go up the ramp.
Oh, look at the Ramses. He's chasing after PPD. He's got TP immediately.
Sunstrike!
A little bit too late. Should have tried in base. One of his favorites, though. It was level 1 Sunstrike, but it probably would have been enough.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Radiant's bottom
I mean, how much
tower
damage are we
is
looking
under
at there?
attack.
106?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would have finished off PPD.
Yeah.
He's down below 100 for sure. But like you were mentioning, Ace, completely free farming. I'm not sure how I feel about Hood first, though. I think I have much more of a greater preference for the build that we see from PLs, where it's Diffusal and then back for the Hood.
Yeah, that's true. I like the idea of just the previous builds that we've seen as well, Dismantle style rush in this game.
Hand of God will not save the Necro yet again. 4 heroes from VP
Wow.
in onto 3-3.
2 deaths in very short succession for this poor Necro.
Nice little dust there from Roger, but Fanta blinks away very, very swiftly. Now the toss in onto Saxa. Boulder Smash catches the 2 of them, opens up the roll, but the Cold Snap cancels it. EMP with the... Is that a Spirit Vessel? No, yes, it is. Full Spirit Vessel. DD Weaver's like, oh, hello, 3 kills? No, no one takes it.
Yeah, Weaver just wants to get some action done. Got TP top now. Try and do some damage on Peel.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Tiny is there. He's close.
Avalanche catches the real one. Oh, Ace. Serious problems now. Tried to send him back with a Chen, but
There's no
Ace
way.
is meeting his end.
There is no way. That takes way too long. 6 seconds on all levels. It's so slow now, the send home.
Yeah.
It used to be really fast, 3 seconds, but...
I mean, when VP were abusing it at their real peak, that was
Well, I mean, now you can abuse it almost even more. Alliance, immediately after this change,
With Storm?
started abusing the Storm.
Yeah.
With just sending home, and then you have 6 seconds to go and make some mayhem.
Pasha, Blink Dagger, Radiance queued up.
Yeah,
When's his Primal? He's got Primal Split ready now. Needs a bit more mana.
yeah, he probably wants level 2 ult even.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's
It's
halfway.
It's a pretty big difference. Big power peak.
Halfway through 11. Absolutely. I'm behind that. No one after Spirit Vessel. Yeah, the classic Aghanim Scepter to build himself up. As Ramses is... He's got an Ogre Club. I don't know if that's going to be a Dragonlance or a... It can't be a BKB here, right? It feels very early for a BKB on Weaver.
No, it should just be a Dragonlance.
Yeah.
Should just be stats.
That's what I would imagine anyway.
Some cheap stats. It's also a little bit nicer to be actually able to reach people from farther away as Weaver, so you don't have to stand right on top of them.
So you can use Shikuchi a little more liberally.
Yeah, more repositioning.
Solo, smoke
Dire's
breaks.
bottom tower is under attack.
But with the Blink Dagger now.
Bottom tower being sieged up pretty heavily here by NiP. They want this. The Zoo is here. The Necro is here.
VP are about to be here soon, though. Smoking from mid through down to bottom. Trap will catch Solo there. As Saxa scouted, tornadoed, and EMP'd. No one has the grab. Boulder Smash will only delay the inevitable here. Another freebie there for Virtus.Pro, and they're not done just yet. Radiant Courier also dies somewhere on the map. Not entirely sure who caught it.
Yeah, I think Tiny chucked his tree to kill it. Is actually what
Oh,
happened.
damn. He's tossing around centaurs now, trying to finish off PPD's little army. Purifying Flames will do a great job.
Tree toss to kill Courier always feels so lame to me. I don't think that it should be that easy, but it's quite easy. You do have to aim it though. I don't think you can select the Courier. You have to aim it, but I mean, it's an instant kill still.
And VP, this is really, you know, their bread and butter.
Oh, it's a
Taking
kill.
control of the map, diving in deep, finding kills on people like PPD, not respecting the Virtus.Pro power.
People like PPD.
People like PPD. 17-6, 5k net worth lead. Not spectacular from VP, but
It's
it's
ramping up.
convincing and it's building and it's building, and you can feel that classic Virtus.Pro just ready to hit that button and say, game's ending, by the way.
Yeah, it's definitely speeding up. You need to quickly stop the bleeding here if you're NiP. They are closing up on Diffusal PL, so...
And they're trying to group up top to take this fight. Fata. Oh, Ramses, he knows something's up. There's the dust, Roger, but the blink away from Fata gets away. The swarm on him. Not going to cause too many problems as Chen arrives and helps him out. But they get Ramses with a Sick Reaper Scythe. Tornado from no one. Not going to buy any time, and the Yule's up catches Tiny. This is great from NiP.
Yeah, that was really nice. The positioning there, just going behind VP. Really good play. And that is pretty much what they needed to stop this momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, put the Weaver on a very long timeout with the Necro ulti. is really gonna give some space to the PL, who didn't really have his diffusal yet, but once he has that, he's pretty ready to fight.
It's that interesting duality of pushing lanes. Obviously, you want to push lanes to open the map for yourself and go for dives and cut across the map. But if you push out the lanes, then you fail to make that move and successfully convert into an objective, into a team fight, like VP did there. PL has this just like 3 or 4 waves to farm, jungle to fall back on, and it kind of improves his farm cycle.
Yes, it does. It really does. Speaking of farm cycle, have you seen Solo? Look
No, I
how
haven't.
rich he is.
What?
He's Oracle.
He's got a Ghost Scepter.
I don't understand where this money comes from.
4K.
This is surely money laundering. This is impossible.
What's happened?
He's 2-1-6, hasn't died really that much and been part of stuff. But it's kind of incredible for him because having a Ghost Scepter against PL and TA makes a massive difference in how he can play the game from now on.
And he's playing for Virtus.Pro, not Moscow 5.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's got it all.
that's very weird.
Phantom Lance, there we go. Diffusal Blade up and running. PPD's Chen just behind him, that defensive tool. As traps are delaying VP.
Fate's Edict, protecting against traps.
Our Oracle really does have the most versatile skill set of any hero, right?
He kind of does. He is extremely versatile.
So what do we have? We have a root, a nuke, a disarm, and a magic immunity combined into one.
Yeah.
Then we have a heal and a nuke combined into one. Then you've got a dispel and immunity, I guess.
Yeah, he has 2 different dispels. It's really nice. And one of them being a hard dispel.
Fata held in place by that Fortune's End,
Ooh,
but a
nice
good go
silence.
onto no one. False Promise will be there. Let's see if he can heal up enough. With that Fate's Edict. Solo trying to keep no one going with the Quast there. He should be able to stay alive. Hand of God comes out, but Fata actually jumping in deep. Gets the takedown. He's all alone though. Gets the kill and likely to die looking for Roger, but he will not claim that life. Now Sax are rolling away from Primal Split because Pasha chasing forward. He might just catch it. Cycling up onto the Earth Spirit. Where's the rest of VP? They are afraid. Reaper Scythe ready. Where are we going? Toss back. Necro moving forward, still holding that scythe. They want a different target,
Oh,
and it
he will
might just
get
be
this.
Solo. Down you go. Sit down, Oracle.
Wow, some really good fighting here going on by NiP. I like the commitment by Fada to chase after that false promise on Invoker. And I really thought Invoker would live. He even had the Spirit Vessel going on himself while being Oracle ultied. That normally results in a full HP, but got a lot of right clicks in on him with the TA there.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 points up in Quast. Spirit Vessel. Didn't get too many heals, though, from the Oracle.
No, not really. I think you got one.
Yeah. But still, Virtus.Pro, Radiant's nearly done for Brewmaster. Well, that could be a good turning point to deal with the PL who has been farming.
That's true. He does have it if he goes and purchase. He's quite farmed right now. But all the cores are very close. Like, look at the most farmed and least farmed core. All of them are so close, neck and neck.
I saw it this time. Echolocation. Figured out where the Sunstrike was going. NiP all grouping up around that Roshan pit. Fata with Satyr here just to bodyguard him up, but Virtus.Pro, oh, they're being pinged out. Roger, he jumped on. Oh, dearie me, the trap scouted, but the tornado's good with the EMP to block out and deter the rest of NiP coming forward. Roger actually moves aggressively there, then realizes pretty quickly that he should use this ice wall to his advantage.
I want to see this fight that VP could take with their Radiance Brewmaster now. It could be really, really promising for them.
He's got split in 5.
They have great vision as well. The wards are perfect for going up there and fighting.
Yeah, quite an interesting one behind the Roshan pit, but this deep one here, it is beautiful. Sees Fata, Saxa, Tornado. How many do you Oh my!
Nothing.
Multi-sidestep.
How many do you catch?
NiP, beautiful ballerinas dancing around, and that tornado will not spin them.
When the answer to how many do you catch is no.
Nope.
No, I don't.
Absolutely nil. Another very interesting observer ward here. I mean, it's out of sentry range for the classic sentry spot.
This is some crazy Roshan warding that they're doing. Very interesting.
Oh no, the tree respawns and blocks like a fifth of the vision of that wall.
Oh no.
No. But Roshan tells them all to get off his lawn, and it looks like both teams will fall back to collect bounty runes, reset equilibrium on their lanes, and shove them out across the river to prepare themselves for that standoff once again around the Roshan pit. It feels like NiP have been fighting very well in these team fights, but it doesn't feel like they're able to make the first move.
They've been doing a really good job, though, considering the vision of VP. Like, the fact that they haven't had a disaster happen, when you look at the fact that they have 4 wards in the area that NiP have been playing in. I mean, that's normally when disaster strikes, when you're completely under enemy vision. But, yeah, they're not that strong at making the first move, but I think they don't have to.
Yeah, like exactly. Like the kind of reactive play here from NiP has been working out wonders for them, but can they react to this? Alacrity Weaver in the pit. With the cold snap, Roshan is dropping pretty quickly. NiP are in position. PPD, Sentry, Obs, everything you can. There we go. They found the Observer Ward and the Sentry. Phantom Lance with a couple of illusions forward. Roshan on 2,000 HP. Spotted by 3-3. Trying to move into the pit, but here we go. Nice boulder smash silence. Stops the primal split. The Radiant's still burning and the False Promise is there. Allows the split to happen, and with a Sunstrike forward, great chaining of abilities onto the Necro to bring him down. PL, can you escape? He's getting sent back by the Chen. PPD likely dead here, though, as Ramses will rip him limb from limb. Wait, hang on a second. Is PL? He got dispelled. The Brewmaster dispelled. The Chen send back.
So nice.
Oh, man, I forgot.
They already thought that he was safe, but there's the Brewmaster.
Oh, that's so sick. Reaper Scythe will claim the life of Tiny with the status resistance there, making it look a little bit funny.
Yeah, quick kill.
And Roger buys back to push out that bottom lane. Chen Army is shoving in pretty nicely. Should be a good amount of bonus gold for Roger. They probably expect him to move back to the pit. You know, avalanche and toss, but Chen brings his army back home to safety.
Yep, but that is still ages over the side of the kid Ramses. Weaver, who is #1 in farm right now as well. Trying to create a little bit of distance, but still everyone is hanging very tight. TA close to finishing up the BKB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You know how Daniel Negreanu is Kid Poker? Who's Kid Dota? Like who is?
Dota?
Yeah, who's? So I just like you heard.
That's Ramses.
It's Ramses. Yeah.
has
Like
to
you
be.
said it, and I thought that is actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the kid.
He's cocky. He's funny. He's incredibly skilled.
That's true, and he has good reads.
Absolutely.
Negreanu confirmed.
Negreanu confirmed. Well, Tiny has his blink. Roger feeling pretty good about this game. Aghanims into BKB for no one, and he's 2/3 of the way towards that Black King bar. It's going to be difficult to bring him down here as TA... It felt like she had stalled a little bit in this game, but still actually progressing reasonably well in terms of items.
Well, she was quite ahead, so yeah, she did stall a little bit, but now, having the BKB, she's definitely quite happy. I think she wants MKB next. Might go for the Hex that we very often see as well, but I would love to see MKB against Brewmaster. There's also the Radiance. I mean, Radiance, Drunken Ace, Drunken Brawler. Starting to be a few incentives now for it.
Absolutely. Solo. Go Scepter into Greaves.
Yeah, going for it. I mean, he will have mech eventually at this game, which is pretty impressive. Ghost Scepter and mech on Oracle.
And you take a look at 3-3's build, and it's kind of, thrift shop. 4 staff, you
Yeah, it is.
Glimmer Cape, it's a bit of this, a bit of that.
It's the good old, I found this on the ground, so now it's mine. Yeah, but it works. You need mobility on your Necrophos and survivability.
Forge Spirit to scout there. No one edging forward mid lane. How are we looking Radiant Vision-wise? One down to the south watching bottom rune. Whoa, hang on, we'll come back to mid because Fata has jumped in aggressively. BKB TP will be there. Nothing to cancel from VP, of course, so the roll away from Saxa. They've forced out and baited here in the Primal Split. The trouble is, this PL being caught and killed is a disaster.
Oh, wow. They did a really nice little play. All right, gonna go back on that after we see this dive here where they kill PPD, going into the tower as well. So they lift the PL with the Brewmaster, and then they started channeling the Q from Oracle and rooted him when he landed, so he cannot actually jump out of it. That's such a nice little play.
So sick. And they're going to find another one here, it looks like. Necro absolutely shredded. Tier 3 tower, Virtus.Pro 30 minutes in on the dot. They're breaking high ground.
Yeah, just exploding here on the mid lane.
That Aegis definitely helping out with that Roshan fight, really claiming this game almost for Virtus.Pro, and they're just going to go in for kills now. Tornado Sunstrike pops out Saxa. In we go with a dive and the dump of that poor little TA. I believe the GGs are coming.
We might see it, but then again, there's no way to take the tier 2s, but they might just go throne here. I mean, knowing VP, 2 heroes dead, no buybacks coming out. Yeah, it might just end. Man, they make it look so easy.
Make it look so easy.
It's really crazy to watch. I mean, you just make one little misstep against VP and you get so punished. This is like absurd how the game was really close and even, and then, okay, we're gonna end now. Well, we have dinner soon, you know? So we're going.
Well, throne is falling. NiP not calling a good game.
Nope, it's a bad game. Confirmed.
Trying to battle away around their throne, but that ice wall is going to hold them in place, and there we have it. PPD calls it GG. Game 1 will be VP's.
Man, what a remarkable way to end the game. It's just like, alright, we won a little bit of a fight. We're going to end. Let's go. At 30 minutes in, I mean, normally, yeah, sure. If that happens at 50 minutes in when you have a lot of items, but they didn't even have that much. They just decided to go.
Well, there we have it. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, Virtus.Pro shut it all down. We do have one more game, though.
Yeah.
One more game of the evening, one more game of the series. Best of 2. I want to see.
NiP, they could get a revenge in the next game, but definitely in this game, VP were looking quite sharp, as they were in the previous games and previous series as well.
I mean, look how close that was until like Roshan and the messes around that fight, but it was super tight.
Super tight early game, and basically both teams were in a good spot. I felt like either of them could have pulled ahead. I want to give a special mention though. No one 9, 1, and 13 Invoker laning against a TA. I don't know. That's like so impressive to me.
Astronomical performance from him. Beautiful stuff. So we'll take a short 5-minute or so break. Game 2 coming up. Virtus.Pro on a roll. We'll see if NiP can stop it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.